gates. They surrounded the camp, came out from both sides, crashed through the front gates, and we were liberated. However, our liberation in Santo Tomas was just the beginning of the battle for Manila. So we couldn't go anywhere. That's okay, because the U.S. Army took care of us. They all came in, and they made that their headquarters. And they started feeding us, and so forth. And on the outside, we could see the raging battle of Manila, the fires, the noise. And little did we know that so many Filipinos were being massacred by the Japanese. Manila, the Battle of Manila lasted until March 5th, 6th. Then the mopping up started. I always felt, after studying this in years later, that just because it was mopping up, that doesn't mean the danger was over, because they still had to clear Manila of snipers and so forth. So we couldn't go anywhere until March 16th. And when our name was called, we took off on C-47s to Leyte, LCTs to the middle of Leyte Bay to get on a troop transport, and we came home. Now, all these years, we had such a great relationship with our liberators. I want to read you something, a short thing, that I wrote for one of our reunions with the 1st Cavalry Division several years ago, maybe 9 or 10 years ago, because that says it all. Their names were Joe, Scotty, Rusty, Hank, and Shotzi. They hailed from Wetumpka, Alabama, Earl, Utah, and Barstow, California. From small hammocks, farmlands, sunny beaches, and dusty roads of the Alamo they came. Some were young, some much older, others were just kids. Age did not matter, really. When they reached us, they were all well-seasoned and battle-worn. As prisoners, we were waiting for them for over 3 years, when on February 3rd, 1945, among flares and gunfire, they crashed the gates of Santo Tomas internment camp with their tanks of massive steel. I have a feeling that when the flying column of the 1st Cavalry Division, the 44th Tankers, and the Buckeyes from the 37th Infantry Division headed south from the north part of Luzon, little did they know that among the intense fighting, they would be taking care of so many civilians and babysitting hundreds of kids for so many weeks. We were free, but still endured hostage-taking and massive, deadly shelling into the camp. We were the front lines, and this night belonged to all of us. The battle for Manila was on. From the onset, we took good care of each other. Well, they fed us and protected us. And you know what? We washed their uniforms and lovingly washed their socks and darned them. We bolstered each other's egos, laughed at each other's jokes, and exchanged war stories with sadness and humor. They spoke tenderly of the loved ones back home, and we listened. We shared our rundown shanties with them. They slept dog-tired in, under, and around our Sawali shacks and meter of boats, anywhere to be close to us. They told us kids how ice cream tasted and what a roller coaster ride felt. And if the Brooklyn Dodgers were going to win the pennant that year, Brooklyn Dodgers, what were those? They longed for home, sledding in the winter and swimming holes in the summertime. But because of these exceptional men, we were given another chance at life, though many of them lost theirs in doing so. Today, when we meet our heroes at reunions, It is a glorious event. We hug, we laugh, and yes, shed a few tears. It is a relationship hard to define. Think about it. One life responsible for another. Perhaps a high plane of intimacy is appropriate, if you will. When we say thank you to these gentlemen, a mantle of great discomfort falls over them. Oh, no, dear, they say humbly, squeezing your hand, it was only my job. What a hell of a job that was. Now, I don't know how many of you veterans in the past wars have ever doubted that uniform you're wearing. And those of you today on active duty, maybe perhaps sometime along the way you questioned that uniform. Am I doing the right thing? And those of you who are heading for military duty elsewhere today, you young folks, maybe someplace along the line, you folks will have doubts as well. Let me tell you something. If you do, you stand up straight and look yourself in the mirror. Because that uniform stands for integrity. That uniform stands for freedom. And that uniform stands for liberty. But most of all, that uniform stands for the flag of the United States of America. And don't you forget it. Now, that piece of material is the most important piece of material you will ever wear on your whole body for the rest of your life. And if you don't believe me, just ask any POW that you come across, and they'll tell you. They'll tell you that that uniform belongs to you. That means you are loved. You are necessary. You are important. And you are the best thing that happened to the United States of America. Now, on behalf of the MIAs, who are certainly with us today in spirit, I would like to give you this message. They say to you, we fought and now lay in nameless places. They say to you, we were very young. They say to you, thank you for your remembrance. So God bless all of you. God bless the POWs, of which I speak from. And thank you for your service.